Hello, everyone. It's Marielle and Vanessa today. We are so excited to be here. I mean, I was looking forward to this all week because I love Vanessa. And today we are actually talking about something really cool. Something that I was really genuinely like, oh my God, this is awesome. Like, I think I should go get on TikTok, except that I'm a total social media minimalist. So I only get on there if I know that it's going to convert. Otherwise, I swear I like being hidden in my office, no one around. So anyway, the other day, so let me tell you guys exactly what we're talking about. Today, we are talking about how to make money as a coach on TikTok. And this is my beautiful friend, Vanessa Brooks. She is also a graduate of my MMBB program. And Vanessa, I am going to let you introduce yourself to everyone because you know your thing's best.
Hello, everyone. I am Vanessa. I am one of Marielle's graduates. I'm a doctoral student right now, so that's keeping me really busy. I will be conferred a doctoral degree in mental health in about a year and a half from now. I'm a business owner. I know, right?
Oh, we lost her. Her internet was a little interesting, but I'm sure she'll pop back on here in a minute. Technical difficulties. So let me just tell you a little bit about who I am. If you don't know who I am, I'm Marielle Alvarado, and I help modern mystics and heart-centered experts. I help them launch and scale their businesses, and she's back. And I love doing that with the power of live streams because live streams can really help you connect. It is the best way to get seen, heard, and felt, and it helps you really connect with people. It really helps you shine your light and your energy, which is ultimately something that communicates way more than words do sometimes. So, Vanessa, are you back? Let's see. Let's add her back. Oh, you're back.
Listen, internet.
Let me spray my goddess spray here.
Right.
Let's do it.
Let me get my Florida water, my sage. Let me get my crystals.
Man, this must mean that we're going to have an amazing episode today. So
that's what it is. But anyway, I was saying, spiritual entrepreneurs who want at least with their spirit businesses. And the key for it is though these women, and I have men too, but they have that prevent them from knowing how to their spirit gifts and pass that business. And so that's what I do. I'm going to tell you how you help understand how to bring all those worlds together.
Oh, you know what, Vanessa, I think that if you could do that again, I don't know if your internet is so unstable right now, but we couldn't understand most of it.
Really?
Okay, so now we can hear you, but can you just start over? Because that was really awesome what you were just saying about how you were helping. While you fix that, I'm actually going to tell everyone a little bit about what I know about what you do. So in the meantime, you can try to fix your internet. But Vanessa actually helps. Vanessa helps women who are on a spiritual path, or even really women who have undergone religious trauma. And she helps them and she empowers them to become spiritual teachers. So what Vanessa does is very impactful and interesting because she actually used to be a pastor. And is that what you called yourself, a pastor?
Absolutely.
Or a pastor? And so she underwent her own religious trauma. And the other day, while I was scrolling around TikTok to see your profile, I saw a video of when you were, full blown pastor in the church, and I was like, oh my God, like it was insane, it was awesome. So So what I know that you do, and you do amazing, is you prepare these women who have undergone their own religious trauma and really help them step deeper into their spirituality and teach others how to do that. Is that right?
Yep. Yep. That's what I do.
Okay, you're back. So you have you can say whatever you want as well, because I'm sure I left a lot out of it.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can hear you better.
No, you actually assess what I do very well. So I wanted to get into, if you're ready to, like, how
Sure.
your program really helped me to figure out, though, how to bring those two worlds together. Because at first glance, my problem was there's this religious trauma thing that I'm so passionate about. But then I've been running a life coach business for 10 years that I'm also passionate about. Right.
Yeah.
And I felt like I had to choose between those two disciplines, and I didn't want to choose. So
Yeah.
I was really stuck. Like, how do I bring these two together, and can I? And then one day when I was meditating, it was like this resounding voice that said, yes, you can. Because I know what religion does to people and how we're taught that all of our spiritual gifts are for the church only, and that they're not to be sold, that we're doing this for the love of Jesus, right? So that's the block that my people have. It's like, and the other block was that their gifts are not even accepted in the church. So they've pushed those gifts way down. So these people in the church, we were taught to prophesy, but these people are psychics, they're mediums, they're tarot readers, or they're astrologists, but all of those things have been forbidden in the church. So they were really struggling with trying to, one, accept their gift, and then two, they were struggling with, I can't possibly sell this. So that's how I was able to figure out how to bring those two worlds together.
I love that. I love that.
I just, so the religious trauma program that you remember creating that now, and you were, and I got to tell you, you always said that I should use that in my business, but I was just, when I connected to you, I was going through so many ups and downs of my own. I was just all over the place. And so I actually reconfigured my funnel. And so the religious trauma program is now at the front of the funnel.
Yeah, at the front of the funnel.
At the front, because I need them to work through the trauma, the mindset issues, the blocks.
Yeah.
We need all that stuff healed so that you can get clarity about the actual business part itself. So it actually works perfectly now. God, I love it so much.
I love it too. I love it. I love that. I remember when we were first working on your funnel and what you wanted to put at the front, you always knew in your heart that it was the religious trauma piece that would fire you up. Like, I still sometimes binge on some of your videos because I'm like, oh my God, she's pissing so many people off. I love it. But in a good way, you know?
In a good way. That's how my TikTok page grown so fast. So in March, I was outside talking to the trees, right? And the wind was blowing, and the wind said to me, you know, of course you have to channel this.
You're cutting out again, Vanessa.
Here.
You were just cutting in and out. But you were saying what I heard last is that it was March and you went outside and you heard the wind say something, because we're here to talk about TikTok. I'm really, really curious about, I'm a marketing minimalist. Like I said, I only show up to my people on Wednesdays. And then the rest, it's like, okay, whenever I get totally inspired, right? So I've been toying with the idea. My best friend keeps saying, Marielle, you have to get on TikTok. And I'm like, I do, but I have all these questions. I'm like, is it really worth my time? What if it's hard? What if I can't figure out the tech? Like all of these little things that, what if like, I don't know. So just so many what ifs. And so
What if?
you went on March from having no followers to now you actually have like 13,000 followers, which is really, really fast growth.
Yep, I think so too. So the thing about TikTok though is it's you got to get on there first of all.
Yeah.
The only thing
I have a couple of videos on there, but nothing crazy.
This is the thing though, and this is why I tell people you got to do that inner work first, because, and I think you talk about this in your mastermind as well, and I teach my clients this too. Like, you got to find that controversial message. That's how you stand out on TikTok.
The polarizing message.
Yeah, it's got to be very polarizing, and you have to be so brave and so sure of your message that even if it pisses off the wrong people, it's gonna attract the right people.
That's right.
And so
that's huge.
That's a huge breakthrough. So you have to be mentally prepared though, because I can't tell you that everybody on TikTok just loves the stage.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you have a ton of trolls.
But you gotta do that to find your people though. In fact, I did the last live stream. This guy's name was Spiritual Autopilot. I have 100,000 followers. Because I have followers, but I'm not making money. He booked a consultation while I was doing my live stream just now.
Yeah.
So the thing that made my page grow is that there's this person who is saying what everybody is thinking, but most people are not bold enough to actually say it. But she's saying it. What? So what I tell you and anybody else, like, if you can find that thing that everybody's thinking about what it is and be brave enough to just say it, that's how you grow TikTok. So every day I took signature, was the first thing I bought from you.
Yeah, your signature show. Yep.
And now I do it on TikTok. I do it every day. Well, about 4 days a week.
So you do a live stream every day on TikTok?
I do a live stream, and because here's what happens: you do the live stream, if you TikTok puts you on something called FYP, which is a rebate, that even people who are not following you now see your video, right? And so I have 200 followers a day just from live streams every day. So the last day, I niche.
You're cutting out again.
Oh, I hate it so bad. I hate this so bad.
I know. It's I don't know if it's definitely, I think it's your Wi-Fi.
Talk to the people. Let me walk upstairs to my office.
Yeah. Go for it.
And let me get closer to my Wi-Fi. We're gonna try it up there.
You got it.
Because my dog is thinking I'm gonna play with her. I'm not coming to get you.
Oh my God. We just got a new puppy and she is so delicious. Literally like 2 days ago. So anyway, so what Vanessa was saying, and one thing that I think is crucial to any marketing message is having something, making sure that your beliefs, that you stand on the polarizing side of your beliefs as much as the nice side as well. But for us women, it can be really, really hard to do that because we have ingrained in us that that being controversial is not good, that being opinionated is not good, that sit still and sit pretty. So you know, if we've been raised that way, and then Marielle comes in and she's like, okay, in order to really create your marketing message, we're going to have to find those polarizing things about your messaging, and you're going to have to learn how to step into your power and share that with ease and with grace and power, right? So that's what Vanessa did. So Vanessa has a pretty controversial topic. You know, she is helping women who have been traumatized by religions to step away and to find and step into their spirituality without some sort of religious template, you know. So Vanessa's message really does irritate some of the people that she doesn't even need to work with. So it's a perfect example of, you know, she has something hard to talk about, but at the same time, she has, let me bring you back in. Oh, that's perfect. Yay.
There we
Okay,
go.
that was much better. So I was just saying, I was going off on the whole polarization and how important polarization is, and how to do it correctly. And I do believe that it's because you have found that sweet balance on how to polarize people. Now, I mean, you're kind of the extreme, Vanessa.
I am the extreme.
because you know, your topic and what you talk about, you can only feel one way or the other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so it really is the epitome of polarization.
It works.
But you do it so well, and you said something really interesting. You really have to be strong, and you have to believe in it so much.
So much.
And I call this, you know, you're literally standing in your divine feminine leadership, which we always talk about in our goddess circles, right? Like, if you can't stand with courage and confidence in what you believe, then you're going to fall, and no one's going to follow you. Because why would they follow you?
Why would they? But I think this happens a lot in like the online space with coaches. I think everybody just follows this script, this template of what they think a coach is supposed to do. We try to be politically correct, and people are going to see through that. They are.
Yeah.
So what I've learned to do is to just love myself. This is who I am. When I feel a conviction, that's just what I feel. And so most people appreciate that about me. And that's what they want. They want to find that within themselves.
Yeah.
So what I try to tell
you're
people
a mirror to them. You're like a mirror.
a reflection of what they want to be. So they look up to me. And so I think if everybody can go within their niche and instead of trying to have this cookie cutter business, just whatever your niche is, find the part of your niche that you absolutely love, that you can talk about it in your sleep, that you feel a conviction about. And it really can't be safe. It's just, it can't be safe. We want to be,
safety can't be your priority with it.
You have to, and I think this is where people struggle to make money in our industry, because they want to play it safe. And there's thousands of coaches out there doing the exact same thing that you're doing. With me, I found a narrow niche. There's not a lot of religious trauma coaches who will also help you establish your business while you're healing your trauma. It's very narrow. You know,
it's very narrow. Yeah. And I love how buying those two things, because I think when we first started working together, you did have those questions like, you know, I just went through this and I'm super passionate about this, but then you're also like a PhD and, you know, have all of these like accolades under your belt. So you really have those two, like the super professional, highly educated Vanessa, and then the rebellious pastor who left our church and told them to fuck off.
And that's the part I love the most.
And that's the part you love the most.
I love her more.
Yeah. I love it. But you know, it's about combining both of those things. And you know, I think when we were working together, we really like dug into that. I was like, you're both. You are all of it.
And I think that's why that architect assessment is so powerful too.
Yeah.
Because it really perfectly describes all of me, like the maverick and the sage. So the sage is like the PhD. She wants to teach. She wants to educate. She wants to train.
Yes.
That's me. But then there's the maverick, the rebellious one that's going to break all
Yeah.
the rules. So I think when you can figure out how to merge all of yourself and do that shadow work, because I did a lot of shadow work even when I was working with
Mhm.
you. I had to do
Yeah.
a lot of shadow work on the
You know,
side.
that's my favorite.
Yeah. And I think coaches miss that part of the business building model. Like we're so
Mhm.
hung up on getting all the strategies and all that, and that's important. But if you don't do the inner work first, then I think the business is going to struggle. And that's what happened to me. So when I was done with the program, I had to go away by myself because I can't lean on you forever. I got to go away by
Yeah,
myself at
yeah,
some point,
totally.
and I got to figure out, I got to make this all make sense. So I changed
Yeah.
my funnel so many times, even after you proofed it. I still was like, it's still something just didn't feel complete. It didn't feel whole. And I felt
Yeah.
like my business was just I felt like I was running two businesses and I didn't want that. Right.
Yeah. But
So,
I remember when you first finished your first iteration of the funnel, and I don't know what it looks like now. It was first with the religious trauma toolkit that you
mhm,
created.
yeah.
And then you second guessed that so many times. You're
Mhm,
like, oh, I don't
mhm,
know if I want to lead with that. I don't know.
mhm,
Did you
mhm.
actually change it back to that?
Yes.
Yes. So the reason I'm saying is because I remember, I mean, we had our many calls together, and I
Mhm,
remember that was
mhm,
that was the strategy. And
mhm.
then you
It
were going
was.
through like the whole thing of, yeah, but I'm also this like business badass. Like, which one should I lead with? And I
Yeah.
always tell my clients, like, you have to test things, you know? But the reason I'm
Mhm.
talking about it is because your first hunch was the right one.
It was the right one. It was the right
Because
one. And I should have
you
trusted.
went from the religious trauma toolkit to leadership toolkit, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And then
Look,
you went back to
mhm,
the religious.
mhm. But believe it or not, the name is still the same because I think that
Hmm.
the lucrative leadership toolkit it just sounds sexier to me.
Hmm.
So, but the religious trauma toolkit is it's just a part of the leadership toolkit altogether. It leads the funnel. It leads the way of the funnel. But I think
Yeah.
so I was telling you before the internet was messing up. So in March, I'm outside, I'm hugging trees and all that woo-woo stuff, and the wind is blowing, and the wind's just blowing through my weave, right? And I hear this voice that says, "You're gonna go to TikTok with your message." I'm like, TikTok. In my mind, TikTok is for people that just do silly dances. I don't want to do silly
Right.
dances, right? So I went to TikTok, and the first video I did, it got a couple hundred views, nothing really big. And then so one day I was sitting here, and this is what we have to really trust that inner voice, right? In church, I called it the Holy Spirit, whatever you call it,
Hmm.
it's all the same,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and I went on TikTok and I did a 1 minute video, maybe a minute and a half, and I just told my story about leaving Christianity. And in like an hour, it was like 6,000 views, and then it was like 10,000 views, and then I had like at that point I had like a 200 followers, and then I had 600 followers, and then I had 800 followers. It happened so fast. And then the next time I posted a video of me closing the doors of my church, I found an old video. So you ain't got to always create new stuff, y'all.
It's right.
I found an old video that I had shared on Facebook, and I pulled that video down and I edited and I put that on there. That video got 400,000 views and
Amazing.
thousands of followers. So what I'm saying to you all is this: it's just that it needs to be authentic and it needs to come from a pure place. I didn't do it because I wanted followers or because I wanted a client.
Right.
I just wanted another space to tell my story because I
Hmm.
feel like my story can help thousands of people. And so I think when we find the story within us that we believe in so passionately, that we really believe can transform lives, that's got to be your
Your message.
motivation. Yeah, your message. So for you, I think TikTok would work perfectly because it's the spiritual space is popping over there.
Yeah.
But what's not popping is the balance. So there's a lot of spiritual coaches and things over there, but there's not a lot of balance. And I think you would bring that business balance that they need,
Oh, thanks.
because spiritual people we want to stay in the clouds all the time.
Yeah. You don't do that with me. You know that.
So there was days that you just told me, Vanessa, you just got to do the work. So that's the part that they're missing, and that's what I'm trying to bring them. But I think you with the marketing also, because you can meditate, you can read tarot, but you're not gonna make six figures doing $5 tarot readings.
Yeah, and the fairies are not coming to build your business and your structures and set up your system.
And that's the part they don't know. And I think this is just me trying to tell you, like, you're the expert, but I think that would be your message over there.
Yeah.
Like, you're not taking away the fairies, and you're not taking away.
No, I love my fairies.
But the fairies, they can stand there and watch you while you build your business.
Yeah.
But you got to set up your funnel, and you have to understand marketing, and you have to understand your messaging. And they don't know that part on TikTok.
No. Well, that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about too. Like, TikTok is fun, but it will suck your time. Like, I have friends that like learn everything on TikTok, and then they'll share because they know how woo-woo I am, right? And like, I know my shit. Like, I know my spiritual stuff. And so they'll share some stuff with me, and I'm like, don't believe everything you learn on TikTok, please, because people are just trying to get followers, and you're only listening to sound bites. So it's a huge freaking responsibility to share spiritual wisdom in TikTok and anywhere, really.
Yeah, it is.
You have to have a lot of integrity, because if it's karmic, first of all. But there's just no, if everything you learn on TikTok is not 100% true. And just because someone said it on TikTok doesn't mean that it's true. Yep. And it doesn't mean that they didn't leave a shitload of things out of there.
Absolutely.
So, I believe in marketing and, messaging, obviously. I mean, it's my passion. I love it. But at the same time, you have to do it with integrity and knowing that everything we speak on a daily basis is a spell. Literally. You are either speaking truth and light, or you're speaking darkness and bad shit.
And so that's why one of the things I try to do is drive the traffic to my groups. Because the difference in using your Facebook group the way that you do is that it's like the digital office for your business.
Yeah.
But when you're sitting on TikTok live, you're on a stage, it's a global stage, right?
Yeah.
So what I always do is one of the call to actions, because my CTAs don't always book me. Sometimes
right.
Join my coaching group. I have two groups, a coaching group and a spiritual group. So for me, that's how I'm pulling my tribe out of the crowded market space, because I realize that a lot of those folks they're just TikTok hopping. They get on my live stream, then they get on 40 more after mine. But it's the people who come and actually join my group after the live stream that I know, okay, now this person have a higher level of interest because they're actually wanting to come into my group. So that's something to consider as well, is that you can always drive traffic back.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad you said that, because your calls to action don't always have to be book a call. Like you said, it's all an ecosystem. Like, the important piece, I love that you're talking about this, is to know that whether you're building a TikTok following or an Instagram following or a Facebook following, it doesn't matter. Like the numbers don't matter as much as how are you actually converting those followers into actual leads, into and bringing them off that platform to actually join your world, actually join that infinity loop that I'm always talking about, that is your digital business. How are you doing that? So your calls to action can be, and I always think of it as a funnel, right? Like, at the very top, I have all my free stuff. Then I have your signature show and all the 3 products that go with that. Then I have the Modern Mystic Business Breakthrough. And it gets
narrower and narrower.
narrower and
Yeah.
narrower,
Yeah.
and at the very bottom is like, okay, work one-on-one with me, and
Yeah.
that's the highest
That's
ticket,
the
right?
highest, yeah.
So but understanding that your calls to action don't always have to be book a high ticket call with me. It could be, maybe you just want to check out your signature show or my
Exactly.
entry level sexy offer, right?
Exactly.
That's only $27.
And
So
one
it's
of
like,
the things I did was I pulled a piece out of my religious trauma course. I pulled a piece of it out, and it's I know we're not, it's a freebie. It's a freebie
Mhm.
that when they join my email list, they get this freebie. And then of course the automation starts after that. Because if you like the freebie, so what I love about TikTok, if you set it up as a business account, so you have two options. And it kind of depends on the metrics of how many followers. But once you get to a certain number of followers, when you open your account up, you can set it up as a business account, which is what I prefer. Or you can set it up as a creator account. I don't like that. And I got to rely on like collaborations, and I don't have time for that. I just don't have time for that. But if you set it up as a business account, what they do is they allow you to use your email as a link, and they give you space for a website link. So I have my email link there, and then I have a Linktree link as well. And so in the Linktree link, there's all of my products and services, even the free stuff
you can
see. So it's just, so it really makes it easy for you to make an offer and drive people to that link.
Yeah, drive traffic. Because
So
if you don't have traffic, it doesn't matter whether you have the best offer, the best messaging. If you're not getting people eyeballs to that link.
Exactly. And that's what I told the young man today who has 100,000 TikTok followers. But he says, but I'm not making any money. Well,
yep, there's a lot of those out there.
So 100,000 followers and no money.
Or you can have 2 followers like me
and make
a lot of money.
Or you can have 13,000 followers like me, or 5,000 or 10 and make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because it's not about how many followers you have, it's how many of those people are actually selling or buying what you're offering. That's all that matters. You have everything in place. I mean, I'm not a marketing expert, but I'm a niche expert. That's kind of what my program is around. I'm about niche, but TikTok, I think, is an excellent place for coaches to go. I bought a training the other day where they were talking about this specific thing, and he was saying like, now is the time for coaches to get on TikTok, because you know what's going to happen as soon as everybody finds out that they can make all this money as coaches on TikTok. This space is going to get crowded. And that's kind of why I left Facebook with I'm still on Facebook, but I don't market quite as much on Facebook because I felt like, okay, it's getting old. It's getting rhetorical. I've kind of reached everybody. I'm going to reach outside of my ads. And so TikTok is going to be the same way. Once everybody understands,
it's the Wild West right now.
Go now, Marielle. Go now. Go now. Go now.
Okay. I will. We're starting a new batch of our visibility challenge inside of the mastermind. So I'm like, maybe I'll join you ladies and do mine on TikTok. So TikTok it is. Yeah. I'm glad you said that. There's so many vehicles. Like, you can get on TikTok, you can get on Clubhouse, you can get on Instagram, Facebook, do Facebook ads, which I love because that allows me to not have to show up on anything else.
Right.
But you have to pick one. And I love that you followed your intuition and spirit, and spirit said, get on here, and you did it. Because how many times do we hear it, but then we let the resistance, the lack of skill in that area, like those things stop us. And but not you, honey.
No, not
you would never. You're a warrior goddess.
I am a fearless.
You are fearless.
Goddess,
yes, you are. That is 100% true.
I think that's my superpower, and I think that's what I came onto the planet to do, to help other people unlock that within them. And that's what my program is about, is just teaching people not so much the marketing part of their business, but just really teach them how to unlock their own goddess power. Because we all have it. We all have it, but it's been shut down by all the programming. And in my case,
By the patriarchy, you
The
mean?
patriarchy, the religious programming has shut it down. And so women are afraid to own their power because we were told not to, right?
Oh my God. Yeah. Before you joined, I was saying how we were all told to sit pretty and be quiet,
And be
you
quiet,
know?
shut up and go cook dinner and go.
Yeah. Go be a good girl.
And
You
I'm
know,
not, I
don't.
don't want to do that. I don't want to be a good girl.
Oh, I've
And
never, I've,
I
I've
don't
never
want to,
actually been that way.
no, no. And I mean, I even told my husband before we got married, let me tell you what a wife means to me. Cause see, I'm not going to be in the kitchen with an apron and doing all those things. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's not who I am. It's just, I'm
Right.
just not that person. So I think for me, it's just, and I even my time in religion, it was all planned. It was all strategic. I needed to be there. And so now I'm like the spiritual mother for all these other women
Yeah.
who almost died in it and who didn't know that they could live again. That I want to be the poster child for this is what it looks like to tell the patriarchy to kiss where the sun don't shine. That your business, I almost lost my business when I left the church because all of my clients came from the church. So I want to be the example of you can rebuild again. You can start over again, right?
Yeah.
You can be your authentic self and still be successful because I make great money.
Yeah.
I make more money than I've ever made in my entire life.
Yep.
And I don't have to work 60 hours a week to do that. I make money just by telling my truth and because I went and set my ass at this computer like you told me
That's
to.
right.
And
You
put
did. You did the
my
work.
programs together. Yeah.
Yep.
And so now
You did
my
the work.
programs,
I'm so proud of you because, I always say, don't join my program if you think that you're not going to work. Like, don't. And I told you that from the beginning.
Yeah,
Remember,
yeah.
I was like, I'll give you exact formula, steps by steps.
But you got to do it.
Tech help, everything you need. But you have to face your shadows so that you can find your light and go shine it.
Yep.
So if
And
you're
that's
not
what I
willing to
did.
do that, then I can't work with you.
So now I got three products and a main
And
product.
you started converting like right away. Like I remember when you finished your funnel and you launched it that day, you're like, Mariel,
I got
a sale.
My $27 product.
But then I think somebody even got into one of your high ticket programs from it. Yeah,
I got a
awesome.
$5,000 sale like that first week. I was like, what the hell is going on here?
That's awesome.
So,
I remember that feeling.
Give
I
yourself-
cried.
I was so, listen, so I sat here.
I cried when that happened to me, not when it happened to you.
I did too, because you know what? Because it was last year at this time, Mariel, that I connected to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I spent the whole summer building out my programs and doing them all over because I told you I had already had some things, but I had to start over. So I spent the whole summer in this office building out all of my programs, my high-end program, my 3 signature, my entry-level product suite. I spent the whole summer and a little bit of the fall doing that. And it was Christmas, the month of December,
when you launched it.
When I got those first sales, when I ran my ad.
I remember.
So you have to invest in the work. And if you invest in the work, this is what I tell my clients too. Like if you give yourself 6 to 9 months to just sit still with all of the things, okay, and get rid of all the blocks, those courses, that program is going to be in the computer for the rest of your life. And you ain't got to do nothing else but just coach. Yeah. You can hop on a plane and coach from anywhere in the world because you've done all the work. You got your systems in place. Your automations are in place. You know, the download.
It liberates your time. That's for sure. It makes you lazy like me.
I'm very lazy. I'm very, very lazy.
I am too. I I was looking at my Instagram the other day. I'm like, oh my God, I need to post something new. I haven't posted anything in like a month.
Me neither. I haven't been on Instagram and I don't know when.
But it's great. It's I'm so proud of you. I've always known that you were going to do it. So, but I love seeing you shine your light and I love seeing you even with these polarizing things. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the polarization here as well, because there are things that you should be polarizing about in your business, but not everything. And I want to create, I want to mention that distinction, because we're not saying that if you are a business coach, that you should go out and talk about your political views. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but your political views don't really have anything to do with your business coaching. You know? So pick your battles, because you can attract women that have different political views than you. And, if you polarize them from the beginning, you're not going to be able to work with them. But find whatever it is you're doing, what your title is. If you're a business coach, then what are the things that what are your beliefs, and what are the things that you don't believe, right? Like, what are the things that you're going to be polarizing about? What are your stakes in the ground about what you do?
Yeah. I
right?
think it's so important.
Yeah, so pick and be conscious of that, because I do see that a lot. Like, I see women who are, in all kinds of coaching industries, but then they start being polarizing about the wrong stuff. And listen, if you feel that strongly and you only want to work with, one type of person, fine. But know what to be polarizing about. And I think that what you, all of your stakes in the knife, they're directly correlated to.
See, I was going to say, for me,
Yeah,
sometimes I do touch on politics, but only because religion and politics are so married together.
Yeah.
And again, but believe me, I had to sit and decide, do you want to be that risky, Vanessa? Because it's still risky, because I could still be taking money off the table to do that.
Yeah. But you have to be able to ask yourself if it's worth it. And if the answer for you is yes, then yes.
Yep.
I don't necessarily, I have very specific spiritual beliefs and very specific political beliefs. The spiritual ones, I talk about them all the time. The political ones, I'm going to keep those to myself, because no one, it's not relevant to my business.
Right.
It's not relevant to my messaging.
Yeah. For me, it's relevant because
for you, it is relevant.
I'm empowering women so much in religion, and unfortunately, there's a lot of conservatives.
Well, it's
a lot of
completely tied.
Religion, so it's so tied. But by that same token, you're not going to see me online talking about, I don't know, just pick something. I'm not going to be talking about the stock market and.
Exactly. There you go. Or like cryptocurrency, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's just say you one day took a stand against cryptocurrency, and all of a sudden you started talking about making videos about cryptocurrency.
Yeah,
all of your that leads that
doesn't fit. It doesn't.
So I think that's a really good example.
Yeah.
Really good example.
So all of my content it's just about this one thing.
Yeah.
It's about my niche. It's about religious trauma and how it keeps women from living their best life.
Yeah.
That's the only, but you're not going to see me talking about anything else. You just see me talking about that stuff. So people have no idea what a lot of my other views are about other things, because it's not, it doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't matter what I think about, again, the stock market. It doesn't matter what I think about whatever. You just need to know about this one thing, because this one thing is tied into the problem that I'm trying to help you to solve. And I'm trying to show you how, your beliefs have affected the rest of your life, and why you're stuck, and why you can't become the authentic spiritual coach that you want to become because of your beliefs. So I think if you can figure out how your message solves the problem, then that's what you talk about. But I think you're right. And even with me, I believe it or not, Marielle, there are still things I still haven't said. As polarizing as I am, there are still some things that I still haven't said.
And that is okay.
Yeah.
That is okay. Because as you grow, as your business grows, your views and things are going to change a little bit, morph a little bit. Your messaging is consistently going to be morphing into its next evolution. And when it does reach that next evolution, you're like, oh, that's why, it's like you have another card in your pocket and you're like, that's why that happened. Now I can share it.
And share, because I'm slowly moving away from talking about the religion quite as much on TikTok. So now we're starting to talk more about, let's talk about spirituality.
Yeah.
I've had these people, the same folks show up on my show every day, the same people.
Mhm.
'Cause
Well,
I
that's really interesting that you just said that
Mhm,
because you are saying that you are it's the what catches them, their attention is the religious trauma piece. But then
mhm,
after that, it's like, okay, well, now this is their fifth time joining my live
mhm,
stream.
mhm.
So where should
Where
I'm
we
going
at?
yeah, like what's the next
And
message?
that's what they
Because
asked. They asked me. So, okay, Vanessa, what do we do when we leave religion? We got that part. So, what's next?
so
So,
here's what you can do is talk about the next part of it inside of your Facebook group, inside of your mastermind,
mhm,
inside of,
mhm,
and this is how you
mhm.
start taking the people from one platform into your universe, into
That's
your
right.
world.
That's right. We've had 4 workshops I've facilitated on TikTok. We did a Akashic record workshop, and I'm going to teach a 3 series Reiki class because I'm a Reiki master.
Love it.
So it's just the possibilities are just endless on
Endless,
there. They're just endless. So if you
endless.
listen to them, if you listen to your followers and what they want, they're going to tell you what to create next if you
Yeah,
listen to them. So
absolutely.
they
I
so that's
love
why
it.
I know I think you do well in there because they also want to make money.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
a marketing guru, so I'm like, oh well, I can take you only but so far, but they want to make money, and I watch these women every day. Again, y'all are on here like 4 hours doing tarot readings and asking for Cash App donations, and I'm like,
Oh my
you make
goodness.
me
Oh,
scared.
don't ever tell me you're asking donations. I hate it. You know
Oh, I
that.
don't do.
I'm like, oh no,
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 I don't
no.
do
We
no
don't do
donations. I
donations.
am not a charity case. I am not no charity case, ma'am. Mm-mm. So it's just so I think the possibilities are endless on TikTok. The algorithm is much better than Facebook's algorithm.
Yeah, I
Um,
have my ads team actually. They were looking into ads on TikTok
okay.
and they're, figuring out. But why do it like right now it's like virgin territory. It's
It's
wild
my
wild west. So
the
I'm
organic is
going to
working.
do it. I'm going to do
Yay!
it. You've
Yay!
convinced me, Vanessa, and I'm so grateful for your time here. And I'm so excited because I know we're going to take this conversation to the next level inside of our mastermind. You're coming back as a graduate and now as a teacher to talk more about the specific how to's and launching your TikTok fame.
Life after
So
church. Life after church.
life after church. What is your handle? Because I have some people are asking, what is your TikTok handle?
So my handle is Sage Oracle. The page name is Life After Church, so you can find it either way. My handle is
Life
Sage
after
Oracle.
church.
But
And
like,
I will go ahead and also post that in our notes here, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or my group, you will see the how you can get in touch with Vanessa. And if you want to check out her religious trauma toolkit, um,
it's popping, y'all. It's
it's
popping.
popping.
It's popping. No, I'm really very proud of the religious trauma toolkit, Marielle. One day I plan to stand on TEDx stages and present my toolkit to the world, and just know you have played an enormous part in helping me to really. No, I'm really serious. Like to help me get clarity and to validate my vision and to prove to me that it can be done. People will pay for spiritual help, and so I appreciate you for just, being patient enough to just say, you know what, it can be done. And so now we used to always talk about on Tuesdays in our mastermind or our goddess circle, we would talk
Uh-huh.
about like taking our vision from the spiritual realm, right? Because it
Yeah.
exists, it's just not in the physical yet, and bringing it onto the planet. And every
Yeah.
time I log into my program and I look at it, I cried. I'm like, wow, this thing it's here. It's on the planet, and people are buying it and they're using it. And
Yeah.
so thank you for just
It,
helping me to see
oh,
it when I was all over the place. It's all over
You're
the place.
so welcome. And I will say that I remember the first time we connected right before I guess when you said you might have seen one of my Wednesday live streams and you reached out and booked a session with me.
Yeah.
But the day before the day before, I opened my phone, and I think I shared this with you, and I saw something about religious trauma, and I don't know if it was you or someone else, but I clearly and loudly heard and saw this thing. And then the next day I connected with you on a discovery call, and I was like, I'm supposed to help you with this. It's like, it was so in front of me, and it was like, you're going to help this woman do this. And I was just so, I get goosebumps when I talk about it, because the universe will bring you the clients and the people that you are meant to connect with, and where you have some sort of shared purpose together, you know, and they can last for a day, or what do they say? You know, relationships can last for a day or a lifetime.
That's right.
Or a season. But I loved our season together, and I'm always rooting for you. And I
don't be acting like it's like I'm gone. I'm still here now. I'm still one of your children now. Don't be trying to throw me away. But no, I do want to speak before we go, just the importance of, you know, those of you who are Marielle's clients or considering, like, it's really important to trust the coach and listen. And because that's what we pay them for, to help bring us that clarity, and to follow through, because people stop. People stop prematurely. They give up. You know, the work appears to be too hard, but I promise you, if you stay the course with Marielle, like, it will work out for you. Because I use the religious trauma program to grow my TikTok and to put more money in my pocket, but to also serve more people, because I went back and listened to what she tried to teach me. So I just want you all to, you know, she's a jewel, and I've told her that before. I'm not trying to kiss up to her. I don't do that. I don't have no reason to do that. I think, and I told her I've hired several business coaches in the last 10 years. But I find her to be solid and consistent and knowledgeable. And I think she cares about us. She's not jealous. She's not envious. She wants us all to win.
That's right.
That's something that's rare in this space. So thank you for putting up with me and my ADHD.
Oh, I love you. I loved working with you. I'm so excited to have you next week back inside the mastermind and actually, like, teaching and showing off. I love it. Oh, I'm so excited. And I already told all the girls, and they're so excited about it. One of them's even, like, taking the day off or getting off of her current job fast, because she really can't wait to hear from you. So really excited about that. If you are looking to really jump into becoming a spiritual coach, and you've experienced this religious trauma, I highly recommend you reach out to Vanessa and connect with her. I will, in the notes, I will post her handle, and I don't know, you can give me another link if somebody wants to set up a discovery call with you or a session or whatever. We'll post that as well. And if you are looking to either launch or scale your spiritual business, or you're an expert, a heart-centered expert, I work with a lot of therapists and doctors, definitely will post that as well, so that you can set up a call. And if you don't have your signature show, I think most everyone watching this already own your signature show, but if you don't, you can go ahead and, you know, get that as well. So
that's where it all began for me.
That's right. And now look at you. You don't go live once a week. You go live every day.
I do, but that's just because I love talking. But
I love it. It becomes, it's so fun. Once you overcome the initial resistance to going live once and to staying consistent on a weekly basis. I love my Wednesdays, my live streams with you, with all these fabulous women. Sometimes I do it on my own, by myself. But I just look forward to it. It's like your brain becomes templated to know that this is a day you're going to do it. And I get so excited. So
and knowing that you have your things in place too, that takes the fear away too, when you know that you have solid programs in place.
Oh yeah. If you don't have that done yet, like, it's hard. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
So thank you, my love. I will see you next week. And thanks everyone for being here. We really appreciate you. And we will see you next week.
All
All
right.
right.
Talk to you later.
Have a
Bye.
great one. Bye.
Bye.